Hey everyone, Brent here with Great Loop Yacht Sales, and today I've got a boat that checks all the boxes for the Great Loop. Reliable diesel power, a fully enclosed Flybridge, tons of thoughtful upgrades, and the easiest tender launch system you've ever seen. Meet NoMo, a 1999 Mainship 350/390 trawler that's been lovingly cared for and upgraded, perfect for cruising the coast or doing America's Great Loop. But before we jump into this tour, here's a question I have for all my loopers and dreamers out there. What's the one upgrade that you think every Great Loop boat should have? So what's an upgrade that you think every Great Loop boat should have? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights as we jump aboard here. But again, 1999 Mainship 350 trawler. Length overall is about just under 40 feet, 39 feet 9 inches. Got a beam of 14 foot 2 inches. Draft of under 4 feet. It's like 3 foot 8 inches. The bridge clearance on this boat is 15 feet. Originally it had a mast up on the top, so they would have been 18.8, but that's been removed. Okay. You've got a single Caterpillar 3116 diesel engine, 2 150-gallon fuel tanks, 2 65-gallon water tanks, so 300 gallons of fuel, 130 gallons of water, 30 gallons of holding. The bow thruster on this boat has been upgraded to a 7 horsepower bow thruster. And one of the coolest things about this boat is it's got 3 control stations. So you've got the Flybridge, of course. You've got a lower helm. And then in the cockpit area, you have a transmission, forward, neutral, reverse, as well as a thruster control there and autopilot control there in the aft cockpit. Really cool design. I tell you, I've not seen a Mainship with this, so super custom and very cool to have 3 stations where you can control and move the boat. Just makes docking, lock handling, whatever it might be you're doing easier because there's so many places on the boat you could work from, I guess. The Dinghy Butler, the custom kind of Dinghy Butler on the aft deck or on the swim platform, it's really nice. That's an electric winch that lifts your tender out of the water with a remote. Very, very cool setup. I like it for a multitude of reasons, right? You're going to get the tender up nice and high so you don't lose your view if you're sitting and enjoying a chair at the aft deck. You're not looking at your tender, right? You can see under it. You also can walk and still use the swim platform. Sure, tall folks, you're going to have to duck a little bit, but typically your tender in a lot of setups on these Mainships blocks the whole entire swim platform. With this setup, you're still going to be able to pass around and work with that, right? And then it's just easy. If you want to use your tender a lot, you want to have access to it, you need something that's easy to do. And this is definitely a system that makes this not as big a chore as others, especially with that electric winch. So really love it. Lots of another really cool feature on this boat is the Flybridge area. You've got an enclosed portion forward, but you've got it all covered all the way aft. So loads and loads of shade up there with the extended bimini top. Of course, this Mainship has 2 staterooms with 1 head. And then you got to love the opening windows, the door to the starboard side of the boat near the lower helm, giving you that side deck access. Speaking of side decks, people love about these Mainships is you can walk around very sturdy on these boats. So just some highlights to get started. Here we are. Love that American flag. What a beautiful, beautiful day this was. This is again at one of my favorite marinas in the world. They just continue to impress. They just recently installed a pickleball court at this marina. They just continue to deliver exceptional service. This is Brunswick Landing Marina and Brunswick, Georgia. A great spot to stop on your loop. They are also AGLCA sponsors, but just a cool spot. So now they've got just an incredible social calendar. But then you add to it the pickleball court, the dog park, the close walk to downtown. This place is top notch. Love the seating up here. Got storage under these seats to port and starboard. That table that we just passed aft also opens up. This is NEMA 2000 on the Garmin, so you can easily disconnect that from this upper flybridge and take that downstairs. So there's another mounting bracket from downstairs. You of course got autopilot control here, SIMRAD. Your gauges were little 2,118 hours on the Caterpillar 3116. Should have said that earlier. The generator on this boat is super low hours, less than 500 hours on the generator. Nice roll up isinglass here all around. Nice little helm chair. All the cushions look to be in good shape. Again, that table that's back there has two leaves that pull off to one or other side and then kind of bring the table up and out. And then there's storage in the center, which is just really nice. Another great thing about these Mainship trawlers, no ladders, right? All molded steps. You can see how pretty this bimini top is. I just love that deep blue. Another great look at Old Glory, that American flag flying. Storage galore, chairs you could put up there. I just think this is such a neat setup. Really, really love it. And then again, just the stairs to come down just makes this really nice access for this boat. All right, as we head down the stairs here, let's take a peek into our Lazarette here. So in this Lazarette, we've got battery switches. We've got our generator is back here, which is really nice. If you're in the forward stateroom, you're wanting to catch a little shut-eye, but want that air conditioner running, here's that Kohler generator. Again, 450-ish hours on it. Set up back here in the back. And you've got access to it here through the forward compartment, but there's also an aft access too, which is really nice, giving you a little additional storage. Again, underwater exhaust there to keep it kind of quiet. And the other thing is it's really at the stern of the boat. So if you're sleeping in that forward stateroom, you're not going to have to hear the generator running, which I love. And so just kind of sticking the camera down just so you guys can see in these compartments access to our steering gear. There's our U.S. Coast Guard number, proudly displayed. And yeah, so I really do like NoMo. All right, let's step inside. All right, so here we are, rear sliding door. A lot of people will put a screen on this. Here to the port side, we've got a TV up on this cabinet. Obviously, that can be changed. We've got curtains across the back. Cabinets high and low. Fridge up top, freezer below, microwave above that. Nice grab rail as you're walking through. Sofa, little desk under the electrical panel here as well. Everything is nicely labeled, laid out. Really a neat boat. This is a lot of boat for the money. Pro Mariner, we've got the inverter. This is like a running hours meter there that kind of runs when the ignition's on. Not necessarily the motors are running, but the ignition's on. And so just kind of a neat thing. And love these grab handles that have been redone, giving you a little more support if you are underway and you're going to come down here and maybe make some lunch or start dinner as you're finishing up the cruising day and maybe it's a little rough out. You got plenty of places to hold on to. We have the electric cooktop and electric oven, which is just such a nice to have. I mean, it just looks brand new when you open it. This is a 99, but that is clean. Great sink. Up here on the countertop, this will open up for some dish storage as well. And here we are showing you that helm door to starboard and looking stern at NoMo. Just a really, really neat boat. So I love how the light fills this area. The windows, L-shaped galley, the fridge, freezer, microwave, deep sink, everything you need for life aboard. And of course, you've got the lower helm with the sliding door. Again, another autopilot control. You've got good switches, gauges. All right, so this hour meter does not match the one upstairs. The one upstairs is correct. according to the seller, another bow thruster control. So again, 3 thruster controls. One thing to note here is we've got electronic controls on the Flybridge and in the aft cockpit. These are not electronic controls here at the lower helm, but just kind of neat. Little bit of, and I was telling you how you can mount the Garmin from upstairs down here, kind of a neat little bracket, and just bring it down and plug it in down here. They've got some covers over those windows just to keep a little of this hot sun out of the cabin, keep it nice and cool. And also down here, they've got some of the windows and so forth blocked for just heat control in that hot Georgia sun. So this is your second stateroom, really comfy, nice area for guests. Here we go into the owner's stateroom. Huge amounts of storage. Love the wood floor as you enter this room. Again, opening port lights to both port and starboard, plus you've got an opening hatch above the bed. Just a neat setup in this room. Lots of good space and a nice, nice bed to use and storage all around. So walk around kind of queen, right? Here we are showing the head. This is shared with both staterooms, but you do have an access door off the owner's stateroom. Nice big separate shower with a little bench in there. Vacuum flush head. Just really, really nice. Separate shower stall is so nice. So it keeps it easier to clean and ready to cruise. All right, let's go take a peek at the engine room. So we're going to head up here. I think I'm going to peek back in the, just show you how the hall door works and what it looks like in kind of from a different angle here right quick. But then we'll slide up and we'll get down into the engine room and finish our tour of NoMo. So more quick peek at the master, that floor that I love. And let's head upstairs and take a look at this Caterpillar 3116. And again, just over 2,100 hours. 1,000 hour service was done about 150 hours ago. So you do have 3 hatches in the floor that will open up. So just depending on how in-depth the engine service you're going to do is how much access you might need. But you do have this ladder down the port side. These 2 hatches come up fairly easily. And you got good access over here. Good access to the boat. You can walk kind of back and forth. Obviously I'm standing here and then kind of sneaking out, taking a look at that ZF transmission. Look at that shaft seal as we go back there. We do have an oil exchange system, vacuum gauge on top of our ray core, and battery chargers and batteries as well. So look, a lot of the hoses have been updated. Nice little boat, really, really is, and really take you around the loop and just be just what you need to get around the loop and not spend a ton of money, but have a reliable, safe vessel to do it and deliver you around the loop. With a lot of these upgrades, especially just that third docking station, super neat to have that. So whether you're dreaming of the Great Loop, coastal cruising, or just living the trawler lifestyle, look at these batteries here. This could be the boat for you. A couple of 8Ds down here. It looks like a 2020-ish date on those. So super efficient boat. Has what you need to, move around and cruise in a boat this size. If you're interested in scheduling a showing or learning more, give me a call, shoot me a text, reach out. Guys, the pricing for this boat, link to the full listing with a whole bunch more photos is in the description below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about your favorite upgrade. See you on the water.